and welcome to the Toffee Blues. This is the player ratings video for the defeat to QPR in the Carabao Cup round 3. I'm going to try and whiz through this one quickly because I am sick of talking about this game. In goal, Begovic, I've given him a 5. I thought questionable. You know what? Put him as a 4. Questionable for that first goal. He palmed it straight into the danger for Charlie Austin to score. He got nowhere near any of the penalties in the shootout, which, you know, what can you say? You could blame him. Normally you'd expect Pickford maybe to come up with something, but I think just to compare him to Pickford would probably be harsh. But he doesn't inspire any confidence. Right back, John Joe Kenny, I've given him a 4. I mentioned in the instant match reaction that he was poor defensively and worse going forward, which possibly harsh. I just think this was not his night. I think he got overcrowded on the left hand side and the QPR's left hand side, sorry, and that's even with Townsend in front of him, who does work hard. He just didn't put any sort of confidence that that he could replace Seamus Coleman full time or anything like that. He just didn't. It just wasn't his night. Godfrey, almost even worse. He's got a 4 as well. Awful first half. He actually looked worse. I felt he looked worse in his natural position, centre back, than he did at full back on the weekend. He allowed Charlie Austin far too much space for their second goal. He even missed his first penalty. He got another chance to put that away, which, to be fair, he did. But the game itself, he looked a bit out of sorts. He's not really had the playing time, in fairness to him. He'll probably get there. But I've given him a 4. Holgate, not too much better, but I think it'd be harsh to score him as lowly as 4. I've given him a 6 at this point. I think he had a bit more composure about him than Godfrey does. He's probably a better footballer with the ball at his feet. Physically, Godfrey is much more imposing, quicker, obviously. I thought Holgate was a little bit more assured. He took that captain's armband. He got the penalty shootout down the other end. He blasted his penalty home. I just don't think either one of them had the experience to sort of lead tonight. And so he gets a 6. Lucas Digne, I don't think he's been at his best so far this season. And to be honest, before his goal tonight, again, he was looking slightly rusty and misplacing a couple of passes, and I wasn't too sure. But he took his goal really well and actually provided a bit of attacking threat for us. Really hope he's not injured because he's so important to the way we play. Since replacing Baines, he's been almost as important as Baines has been to us for the last sort of decade in terms of everything going through that left-hand side from full-back. And ironically, it's only really since signing Townsend that we're actually seeing it more coming from the other side of the pitch. Central midfield, I'd really rather not talk about them tonight. Davis, I'm giving him a 4. Beaten too easily in midfield for the opening goal. The game just seemed to pass him by. He's neat and tidy enough in short spaces. I just think he couldn't impose himself physically at all in this game. And it's not like QPR were a big brute of a side either. They had some decent footballers in that midfield that looked more accomplished than Davis did tonight. And you can sort of see why Benitez doesn't quite favour him. Gomez seems to still be almost building his fitness up for this season. Didn't last the 90. He got the hook fairly harshly. He's trying to sort of build more attacks, it seems. He's trying to get more involved going forward this season. But I mentioned he sort of needs to work on his shooting, a couple of wayward shots. And he didn't have an edge. He was bullied. He was bullied at times. I think that's probably why he didn't start against Burnley. But I think Benitez likes that sort of. He likes the Corey and Allen, as do I. A lot more physical. You've got to compete first and win those battles, and then grow into the game. And I think Gomez, he likes the ball to his feet, but it's the work off the ball. It's the fight really that he seemed to lack, and And QPR, their midfield could smell that, and they were all over Gomez and Davis today. Townsend, very positive. He was a constant threat. Did well a couple of times just to get the fullback involved just by holding it up, get us up the pitch as he does. Constant threat from crosses. Got his goal. Got a fantastic assist for Lucas Dean with that beautiful clip over the top for Lucas Dean to run onto, bury it first time. So he gets an 8 tonight. Don't know if I said Gomez got a 5. Townsend 8. So you can see it wasn't really a cohesive team performance. If someone's getting an 8, someone else is getting a 4. It was a bit all over the place tonight. Gordon, I thought he was a really bright spark for us tonight. I thought he was really, every time he got the ball, he was trying to inject some pace, some energy, some positive directness to the play. So I thought our wingers really carried the game for us. So he gets a 7. He had a good chance to open the scoring while it was 0-0. If he just put that in the corner, it was probably too central, his strike. But he did well to get his control and get his strike away, which is decent enough strike. I just thought his positivity on the ball is what we need, and I'm glad he's not out on loan and he's sticking around. I hope he gets some more chances to show that, not just in the sort of second string side. I like the sort of energy and pace that he gives to the team. Iwobi was a bit of a mixed bag tonight. I thought he was, at times, he's so frustrating when it's almost like he's panicking when he gets the ball, and his passes just, there's no intention for anyone that he's passing it to. He's just booting the ball aimlessly. He gave it away a lot, but then at times he was giving it away, but he was at least trying to make something happen. And I think a sort of forgivable for performance tonight, and give him a 6. He almost set up Gordon for that goal that I was mentioning. So he had his one-on-one. He should have scored. Listen, it wasn't his night either, but he gets a 6 for me for at least the sort of the intent, to try and make something happen. Rondon up front, he looks way off it. He's not ready yet, it seems. I don't think anyone expected him to be playing these games yet. Maybe this one would have been one Benitez sort of targeted for getting his fitness up. I mentioned he's not really had a pre-season. He's come in late, but he did have a sort of deflected header just wide. He put one over the bar. He is very physical, so but I don't think he even really showcased that tonight. I thought the defenders beat him in that physical battle as well, so he gets a 5. Benitez, I mean, you've lost. He's managed a defeat to a championship team, albeit on penalties. I think we gave them too much respect, because QPR when we got at them, they were dodgy. I think if we set out to control this game with Godfrey's pace, got right up to the halfway line and just thought, we're here to stay, we're going to play in your half, we're going to beat you, I think we would have carved many chances open. I think when Decore came on and we started actually getting forward, if we had probably had our very first strength team tonight, I understand why he probably felt like he had to rest whatever players we do have left from that first team. I understand that, but he gets a 4 for me tonight, Benitez, and it's nowhere near the Benitez outshouts, to which, listen, I've not even gone on Twitter yet. I don't know what's going on there. It can't be great, but also he might have got a 5, but that pink shirt was dodgy as anything, so definitely a 4. Substitutes, Decore, Gray and Keane can basically Decore 6. He added a lot of energy in there, and I think there was a time when QPR broke and it looked like they were building a head of steam. Decore just broke in our box, dealt with it. Next minute we're on the attack and Decore's in the box, and I just thought we didn't have that all game from Gomez and Davis, and that is why Decore is first name on the team sheet almost for Saturday against Norwich. We just look a different side when he's in the side. Damari Gray, it's a shame he didn't come on earlier almost. I think if we had extra time in this competition, we probably would have killed them in the end. I think we would have won. But ifs and buts. Demarai Gray added a bit of composure in the final third, which we know he brings. He didn't do anything that I can think of especially. He looked slightly nervy for his penalty. 6, Michael Keane took his penalty really well, actually. Keane probably should have scored with his first touch when he came on. He actually created that little yard, and only 6 yards out, and he headed it over. I was cursing when I saw him coming on for Lucas Digne. I just didn't understand what that was about, but obviously Lucas Digne apparently is injured. Keane can have a 6 as well. Not a great result tonight. Some very indifferent scores there. Possibly harsh on Tom Davis, but I mean, I think him and Kenny again were the sort of standout disappointments in terms of, you're wanting them to come well and give a really good performance, and I just thought it was very reactive. And I think that sort of hesitation and the reactive nature of the performance, defensively especially as a team, you can see there, the centre backs, goalkeeper, full back, and that midfield. I think that's where we've lost it tonight. We shouldn't have allowed those 2 goals that went in, and obviously very disappointing. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Have I been too harsh? Can you believe anyone's even got an 8 out of that performance? Please like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the instant match reaction video too. Thanks very much.